In this video, we'll discuss an important decision by the United States Patent and Trademark Office, or USPTO. The agency recently banned its employees from using generative AI tools in their work. But why was this action taken? According to the USPTO, the ban was based on concerns about the reliability and security of AI technologies. We'll explore the reasons behind this decision and what it means for the future of technology and business processes. Stay tuned as we explore the issues behind this ban and how it will impact the world of innovation. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has banned its employees from using generative artificial intelligence. The organization is not alone, as its decision follows several others. The chart rekindles debate over the reliability and security issues that organizations are increasingly relying on to justify banning such tools. Outside of a testing environment that the USPTO provides to its employees are prohibited from relying on AI tools such as OpenAI's ChatGPT or Anthropic's Claude to perform work tasks. The guidance also prohibits the use of any output from these tools, including images and videos generated by artificial intelligence. However, employees of the Patent Office may use certain approved AI tools, such as those in the agency's public database for searching registered patents and patent applications. Earlier this year, the USPTO approved a $75 million contract with Accenture Federal Services to update its patent database with enhanced search capabilities powered by artificial intelligence. A line of AI-generated code cost $10,000. Humans are still essential at this stage of the technology's evolution. The ChatGPT error that cost a startup $10,000 is a reminder that, despite the advances in AI, human vigilance is still essential. AI tools are powerful, but they are no substitute for the critical judgment and expertise of developers. Ultimately, it is the responsibility of human teams to ensure that the technology they use is safe and reliable. Besides, the error cannot be entirely attributable to ChatGPT. The developers should have taken the trouble to analyze the code instead of limiting themselves to a few tests before copying. They seem to acknowledge this when they say, "I'd like to start by saying that the practices in question are very bad and embarrassing, and we've since added robust unit and integration testing. Alerting and logging could and should have been avoided, were human errors beyond belief, and are very obvious in hindsight." This was in a different time, with significant time constraints, in the very early stages, first few weeks, of starting a company. I share this story mostly as a funny anecdote with unique circumstances surrounding bug reproducibility in production, again due to our own stupidity. Anyway, all's well that ends well. In retrospect, as painful as those 5 days were, it was one of those moments in startup life that we'll never forget. Like all startups, we made a ton of mistakes along the way, this one being perhaps the worst. I may talk about the others later. We are just happy to be able to look back on those days and laugh about them. Yes, we should have tested more. Yes, we shouldn't have copied and pasted code. Yes, we shouldn't have jumped straight to the main application. Regardless, I don't regret the experience. Big data security questions arise when some companies rely on humans to simulate artificial intelligence. When Amazon Go Grocery, the first automated, cashierless supermarket in Seattle, opened, Just Walk Out was touted as the world's most advanced shopping technology. While the service at those supermarkets appeared to be fully automated, it actually relied on more than 1,000 people in India watching and tagging videos to provide automatic billing. In other words, the cashiers were actually off-site, watching customers make their purchases. The company kept its technology in a small number of fresh stores in the UK and removed it from those in the US. Amazon's Just Walk Out is reminiscent of the Mechanical Turk hoax. The Mechanical Turk or chess-playing automaton is a famous hoax built at the end of the 18th century. It was an alleged automaton with the ability to play chess. The automaton was supposedly capable of playing a game of chess against a human opponent. But in reality, it had a secret compartment into which a human player could slip. For 84 years, and thanks to the talent of the hidden players, the Mechanical Turk was able to win most of the chess games it played in Europe and America, including against statesmen such as Napoleon Bonaparte, Catherine II of Russia, and Benjamin Franklin. More than 2 centuries later, it appears that this same deception still works. And for good reason. It is difficult to design a service powered by artificial intelligence. A task so difficult that some startups have decided to turn to humans and make them pass for robots rather than the other way around. Having a human do the work allows you to bypass a lot of technical and business development challenges. There's no scalability, obviously, but it allows you to build something and skip the hard part early, said Gregory Kaburger, CEO of README, who says he's come across a lot of pseudo-AI. It's basically prototyping AI with humans, he says. The practice came to light after a Wall Street Journal article reported that hundreds of third-party developers were granted access to emails with Google's permission. In the case of Edison Software, AI engineers scanned hundreds of users' personal emails, with their identities redacted, to improve a smart replies feature. The company did not disclose in its privacy policy that human employees had access to users' emails. This isn't the first time this has happened. In 2008, Spinvox, a company that converted voicemails to text messages, was accused of using foreign human employees in call centers instead of machines to do the job. In 2016, another company reported by Bloomberg forced employees to spend 12 hours a day pretending to be chatbots for scheduling services like X.AI and Clara. The work has been so taxing that employees have said they're eager for AI to replace them. In 2017, expense tracking app Expensify admitted to using humans to transcribe at least some of the receipts that its smart screen technology supposedly analyzed. The company used Amazon's Mechanical Turk collaborative work service, where low-paid workers were asked to read and transcribe receipts. I wonder if Expensify SmartScan users know that mTurk workers are entering their receipts, Rochelle LaPlante, a Turkren proponent of gig workers, said on Twitter. I'm looking at someone's Uber receipt with their full name, and the starting and ending addresses. Even Facebook, which has invested heavily in AI, has used human employees for its virtual assistant on Messenger. In some cases, companies will hire humans to train the AI system and improve its accuracy. A company called Scale offers a pool of human workers to provide training data for self-driving cars and other AI-powered systems. These workers will, for example, glance at a feed from a camera or sensor and see the makes of cars, pedestrians, and cyclists in an image. With enough human calibration, the AI will learn to recognize these objects on its own. In other cases, companies will just pretend to have AI ready, telling investors and users that they've successfully developed scalable technology while the work is secretly being done by humans. Alison Darcy, a psychologist and founder of Wobot, a mental health support chatbot, describes this as the Wizard of Oz design technique. You're simulating what the ultimate experience is going to be like. And a lot of the time, when it comes to AI, there's a person behind the scenes instead of an algorithm, she says. Building a good AI system requires a lot of data, and sometimes developers need to know if there's enough demand for a service before they can commit to investing. That approach didn't work for developing a psychological support chatbot like Wobot. As psychologists, we're guided by a code of ethics. Not misleading people is very clearly one of those ethical principles. Studies have shown that people tend to disclose more details when they think they're talking to a machine, rather than a person, because of the shame associated with seeking help for mental health. A team at the University of Southern California tested this with a virtual therapist named Ellie. They found that veterans suffering from PTSD were more likely to disclose their symptoms when they knew Ellie was an AI system rather than a machine controlled by a human. And you? What do you think about the ban on generative AI by companies? Do you share the opinion that the current stage of evolution requires avoiding their use in production? Share your experience with generative AI tools as a developer, strengths and weaknesses of said tools.